Welcome back to Newsday. Thank you for staying with us. Now, there are reports that the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timi Pre-Silva, may have resigned his position in order to pursue his aspiration to become governor of Bayelsa State. However, a source says he is not aware of the minister tendering any letter of resignation to President Muhammadu Buhari in conformity with the provisions of Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act 2022. That section provides that anyone holding a political office, including ministers, commissioners, special advisors, and others, must relinquish the position before they can be eligible to participate in the electoral process, either as a candidate or as a delegate. And according to the guidelines of the minister's political party, the All Progressives Congress, any political appointee contesting for an elective position under the party is expected to resign after 30 days before the primary election.
Now, a short while ago, we brought you a report about the People's Democratic Party reversing its recently imposed suspension on some key members of the party for allegedly indulging in anti-party activities. Now, those affected by the decision include the vocal former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, and one-time Senate President Anyim Pius Anyim. Arise analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the lifting of that suspension order and what it might bring to PDP going forward as it tries to regroup after the elections. Good day, Mr. Sobowale, and a very warm welcome. Great to have you.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, as usual.
Right. Now, let's get straight into it. Now, many are saying that this sets a terrible precedent, that the PDP is unable to discipline its members, because these are people who openly admitted with their own mouths that they were involved in anti-party activities or worked against the party. What are your thoughts to these?
The anti-party activities have caused the party the election. That is the long and short of it. And then some part of the leadership were in haste, to punish some people. But now sanity has prevailed. Sanity has prevailed. And those who have been punished are being recalled. The PDP is about the biggest party in Nigeria. And it has been in power longer than any other party. It has produced 3 presidents, but now it has lost 3 consecutive presidential elections. So it has to put its house in order. But don't forget that they say when elephants fight, it is the ground that suffers. This is a party whose slogan is power to the people, and it has tasted power. And it has in its ranks the oligarchy of Nigerian politicians. They have power. So when they disagree, it is a real threat to the survival of the party. But now, the sanity is prevailing. I'm happy for the party. The slogan I hear now is that there should be reconciliation, there should be harmony, and there should be peace. And I think with the ambassador in charge, some diplomacy will be put into play so that they can bring back people who have lost their temper, people who feel cheated. How they go about it, eventually, when they start the reconciliation process, will be obvious to us. But we all know how it started. So it was a matter of geopolitical disagreement between the North and South. And at the end of the day, it has cost them. I think, you see, the person I pity most is their presidential candidate. He was confident of the structure and power of the party. Because when he was told that they should try and bring in these governors, he said, no, they will win the Southwest. That when he was there 20 years ago, forgetting 20 years ago, when he was in charge of the campaign, they won the Southwest. But you see, the governor in Oyo was adamant that they should do that geopolitical balance. And even though he was in the party, he campaigned against the party, and they lost their place. The same thing with Autumn, the same thing with Wike. So let sanity prevail. It is for the good of the party, and it is good for our democracy and for political competition. And the APC too should learn from that. They too, they are winning their 3rd election now. They should learn from what is happening in PDP. The people should know that democracy is a grassroots ideology. You don't get into power and forget the people who put you there. Democracy must be responsive. That is what I think any political party must learn when it loses an election. It should go back, find out what causes the election, and then re-strategize and get down to the people so that I can rise again. So I wish them the best of luck on that account.
Thank you, Mr. Sobowale. Yeah. Besides this being an effort towards reconciliation, it's also a step towards them recovering what they refer to as their stolen mandate. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering what further steps or actions you're predicting that we might see in the coming weeks, that will follow this reversal based on the PDP looking or seeking to recover what it calls that stolen mandate.
Look, putting their house in order. Mm-hmm. It's mutually exclusive of the legal process they are pursuing. You are the one christening stolen mandate.
It's right there in the papers.
They feel cheated and they've gone to court. Let the court legal process take its course. You get me now? Whether it is stolen or not stolen, it is the judiciary that will decide. But they are putting their house in order. It's not, that can go on its own, independent of the legal redress they are seeking at the courts.
I understand that that's going to happen in the courts, but I'm just saying, do you expect to see further steps besides this ahead of whatever will play out in the courts?
Further steps in what direction?
Towards reconciliation and recovery of what they refer to as their stolen mandate.
No, they have lost the election. Their house is in disarray. Their leadership is in disarray. They have suspended people. Now they have recalled them. Now their motto is reconciliation, harmony, unity. Let's give them a chance. But that has nothing to do with the legal process being pursued by the presidential candidate. That's nothing to do with it. And that don't let us comment on that. Because, the DSS has said that people are plotting so many things, so you should watch your chances nowadays. But the court, the legal redress of the PDP candidate is in the court. Let the legal process take its course.
All right. Earlier on, you had expressed a degree of sympathy towards the presidential candidate of the PDP with regards, because of how things have turned out. And now, post-election, with regards to internal party conflicts, especially this particular issue, we haven't heard a word from him. Do you think that we need to hear from the leader of the party in the capacity of the presidential candidate to voice this direction? Because again, the PDP has developed a reputation of showing up for elections and then disappearing until the next election. So is it important for him to become vocal so as to maintain this momentum for the next 4 years, if they need to maintain it for the next 4 years, if all things remain as they are?
I'm sure he's on top of the situation. This appointment of acting chairman cannot be without his knowledge. But you must concede, he is the aggrieved party now. He is the aggrieved party. He was almost overconfident that the structure and the cooperation in the party, which has been in power for such a long time, can withstand any internal bickering or opposition. But it has been proven wrong. You get me? They say once beaten, twice shy. I'm sure he will not rest on his horse. He may be pursuing the legal option, but it will be part and parcel of how to put his house in order. But like I said, I sympathize with him, because if you lose an election, you expect to win. You brood, you feel sour. Maybe that's that. But he is a stalwart of Nigerian politics. He has served under a president that was messing him around for some time. He has tried to be presidential candidate and has lost almost 5 times. He's a veteran, dogged fighter in our own democracy. So I think he's watching from the sidelines. He cannot preside over the liquidation of his own party, so he would like to revive it.
Thank you, Mr. Sobowale. I'm just wondering how crucial you think it might be to, I know the efforts are going towards reconciliation, but we saw glaring anti-party activities from these individuals who have had their suspension reversed. How do you think, if you even think it will happen, how do you think the party might strike that balance between discipline or taking responsibility for the members' actions and also drawing them in to make sure that things are intact?
You see, that will be part of their revival strategy. Those who worked against the party cannot be rewarded for working against the party. But they cost the party the election. But if you are seeking reconciliation, you just don't knock them on the head. That's a way you go about it. So that, what's that expression now? A bull in the China shop. Like he was like a bull in the China shop and upset PDP, literally, the 5 governors. They have, see, that's what politics is all about. Give and take. Get me? Politics is, according to one definition, who gets what, when, and how. So in a political party, you put your options on the table, you put your grievances on the table. You know what is at stake, and then you sort it out. That is what politics is all about.
I hope they're listening to you.
I hope they're listening as well, because, given all these factors, again, I continue to look ahead to the next 4 years, and the fact that the general consensus is that Labour Party is now the main opposition. If these issues are resolved, do you think PDP can regain that position as Nigeria's main opposition?
Of course, this is Nigerian politics. Obi left PDP for Labour just before the elections. I see the impact of Labour. It's like a third force in Nigerian politics now. But then, Nigerian politics don't rule it out. Even Obi can come back to PDP tomorrow.
Right?
Yes. I say politics about realignment, amalgamation of forces. No, strange bedfellows do come together. So don't rule that out. That's the nature of our politics. And I find it exciting. I don't know about you.
I find it interesting. I don't know, but I find it definitely interesting. And I also find your analysis very interesting and insightful. Thank you so much, Arise News analyst, Mr. Dayo Sobowale. We appreciate your time as always.
It's a pleasure.